It's the beginning of a new semester again for most law students, and that means dozens of assigned readings, cases to read, cases to digest, and write down, and eventually submit to professors. We're talking about legal cases that's as short as 5 pages and as long as 500 pages. And what I'm going to share with you today is how do we utilize AI technology to digest cases, and how do I set up my notebook LM in order to create case digests for law school. So that's what we're going to be talking about today in this video. So let's go ahead and create our case digest notebook. So requirements for this is you need to have a Google account. I'm using my university Google account to create this new Notebook LM, new instance of Notebook LM. And this is going to be a free tier for this walkthrough. So right now, to create a new notebook, just click on create new notebook. Okay, so first we'll need to set up this notebook. So I'll name this taxation law case digests. Okay, and we won't be adding sources yet. We'll set up the engine that's going to drive the case digests. For that, we'll need to create a prompt. So in order to do that, go ahead and add a note. So here at the bottom, add note. And what I'll do is I will copy the exact prompt that I use to create these case digests. So in this prompt, this is a very long prompt. It will be creating 4 types of case digests. The first one is going to be very helpful during cold calling, because in law school, when you go to class, the professors use the Socratic method, and they will be cold calling students to answer their questions. The second type of case digest is a very comprehensive ALAC method summary of the case. So if you need to understand the case more fully, then this case digest is going to be very helpful. The first one is also going to be very helpful, but it's shorter than the second case digest. This is going to be helpful to easily recall details about the case. The third type of case digest is going to be helpful if you need to write down the case digest on an index card or on a clean sheet of bond paper for submission to professors. So this is going to be very, very short, just 5 lines summary of the case. And then the last one is not an actual case digest, but it formats the case as a bar question, and it provides a suggested answer to that question. And the details of that bar question is going to be taken from the case itself. Okay, so once we have that copied, convert it to source. So just click convert to source. Okay, and then we'll need to rename this source. So we'll rename this as one.instructions. So this is going to be the prompt that Notebook LM will use to create those case digests. And the second step is to click on customize notebook. No, not that. Configure notebook, I mean. So here we'll create a custom instruction. So I'm just going to paste this in. It's a very simple instruction here. Follow the instructions in the one.instruction source. So very, very simple. And then we'll set it to the default response length, because I find it in testing, this one is the most convenient and most effective um, option. Right? So click save. Okay, so we now have the case, the instructions, and also we're telling NotebookLM what to do exactly when we type something in the prompt box. Okay, so that's the easy part. That's a setup. Now we'll need to download or to copy cases, right? So I have here one of the cases. So let's go for Commissioner of Internal Revenue versus Festas. So let's search it on Google. This is the one that we need. Okay. So you can either copy the URL or also you can also copy the text itself. For right now, let me show you how to copy the URL. But sometimes copying the URL doesn't work for some sites. But let me show you how to do that. So click Add Source, click Websites, and then paste the link. And the case will be added to your notebook. And then you can rename this to Commissioner of Internal Revenue. Click Rename Source. And what I do is I usually type in the number of the order in wherein that case appears in your syllabus. So for example, this is case number 1. So I'll just put in number 1. Another way to do it is to just copy the entire text. Add source, copy text, insert. And again, we'll rename this to, well, it already added a name, but sometimes it's not very accurate. So just rename it as how you want to rename it. So yeah. So since we already have one source here, I'll just delete this. Remove source, delete. And then one thing that you need to be aware of is that you can only add up to 50 sources in the free tier. So if you run out of space for this particular notebook, just create a new one. Notebooks, you can create a limited number of notebooks. But in each notebook, you can only add up to 50 sources. All right? Okay, so when creating the digest, make sure that the instructions is checked and also the specific case that you want to create a digest on. So from here, since we already provided the instruction, we already told NotebookLM to follow the instructions in the instruction source. All you have to do is to provide it additional instruction. So in the chat box, what I'll put in here is I want it to focus on VAT, excise, tax, withholding taxes. So once done, click the go button. So we want to provide the topic, the subject, so that the case digest it will create is just going to be focused on that particular topic. It won't go through the entire case and look for remedial law topics, or if there's a constitutional law topic. In that case, it will not consider those topics. It will just focus on VAT, excise, tax, and withholding taxes. All right. So as you can see, the first case digest, it provides you with reference, the full case title, the GR number, when it was promulgated, and what was the nature of the action. Also, it provides the name of the ponente. And then number 2, it provides the ratio decidendi. So it also provides the location where it found that information. So you can check it here. Just highlight the number, and then you can look at the other sources as well. Okay, so you'll know that the information provided here is grounded on the case itself. And then you have the facts of the case. The tension is the issue. So here, whether VSPI's judicial claim for VAT refund was timely filed with the Court of Tax Appeals. And then this is the answer provided, and also how the case went. And in case digest number 2, this is ALAC method uh, summary, style summary. So again, it provides the facts, and then there's just one issue. Sometimes there will be multiple issues. So for each question, it will provide an answer, the legal basis, how it was applied in the case, how the legal basis was applied in the case, and then the conclusion or the summary. The high yield case digest, this is helpful when you have to submit index cards to your professors. And then this is really cool because the bar Q&A reviewer will format the case as a bar Q&A. And then this is not hypothetical because this is based on the case itself, right? So it lays down the facts, and then the question is, was the judicial claim timely filed, right? And then provides the answer, ALAC format, and then the legal basis, the application of the legal basis, and the conclusion. All right. So very very simple. Let's see. We can do another example. Let's go for Commissioner of Internal Revenue versus Cargill. So this is the case. It's from the Supreme Court e-library. Oh no, it's not the correct one. So this one. So 2023 25547071. So what we'll do is we'll copy the text and then copy text, paste it here, rename to Commissioner of Internal Revenue. Okay, that's the one. Then just rename, put in number 2, case number 2 in the list. And then remove the check mark in the first case so that the second case is the only one highlighted. And again, this the topic for this case in the syllabus is VAT, excise tax, and then withholding tax. Usually comes up with a response very quickly. There. So interpretation, the core legal doctrine, the law does not require direct attributability of input VAT from the purchase of goods to the finished product of a zero-rated sale for said input VAT to be refundable. It suffices that the purchases are attributable or related to the zero-rated sales. So yeah, that's the main topic of this case. Then the question here is, the answer was no, the law does not require input VAT to be directly attributable. Again, going back to that explanation at the top. So if you want to read the legal basis, it's here, the legal basis. Section 12A of the tax code allows VAT registered persons to apply for a refund input tax attributable to zero-rated sales, but not directly attributable as pronounced by the Supreme Court. Okay. So yeah, there you have it. That's how easy it is to create case digests and bar Q&A reviewer for that case. And I hope that this helps you in your legal studies, especially for the first years who are going to encounter constitutional law. Sometimes there's 300, sometimes 400 cases to digest for the entire semester. I'm not sure how you're going to do that if you are employed like myself. I work full-time. So yeah, this is going to be very very helpful for you guys. So I hope that you like this video. Give this a try. I would highly recommend using NotebookLM to create these case digests. And yeah, you can store this however you want, but what I do is I save it in my drive, Google Drive. So I'll just put here a new folder, taxation law, create, case digests, And saving this is very easy. So go to the first case digest. We just click copy and then create a Google Doc, paste, and that's it. There. You can print this. You can save it on your iPad. You can read it on your iPad. You can read it on your computer. Yeah. The key here is just to really read and digest the information that you are getting from Notebook LM. Notebook LM is not a magic pill. It's not a magic wand that miraculously lets you pass the semester, the subject in this semester. You still have to do the heavy lifting of reading the case digest it produces, and retaining the information, and writing it down if that's required, or if that's the way you learn new content, by writing it down. So yeah, you can do whatever you want, but at least the information is already provided to you in a very summarized way that's still very comprehensive, doesn't lose the meaning of the case, and it's going to be very targeted to the topic that your professor is going to discuss based on the case that was assigned. Again, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you have a really wonderful semester ahead of you.